bring Turkey County was for a long time. You turkey up?
So,
Mm-hmm.
my son likes to, so I took him out Saturday.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. It
We're
was
still working on his patience.
okay.
But we heard a couple,
Mm-hmm.
but he got tired of it, and he wanted to go fishing, so we went fishing instead.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all right.
But he's outside, that's good.
Yeah. His friends at school told him that they were stalking on Friday.
Okay.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
What's that?
Great.
I can speak, that's fine, yeah.
Good, how are you?
Who do we have here today?
We have Megan Scarfo and
Wherever. When he'll ask you to go.
Okay, thank you.
Spell words that I don't remember making.
I want to wait till the end to get a picture. Picture, or else say something and then get a picture or whatever.
Okay. Good morning, everyone.
Good
Let me ask you to please stand for the opening prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. Dear gracious Father, as we look towards another week of conducting the county's business you have set before us, may you bless us with your wisdom in our decisions. Father, we thank you for the freedoms we have in our country. We pray on this Saturday, May 1st, the day we set aside as Loyalty Day, that we reaffirm our loyalty to our nation as a united people. We recognize the heritage of American freedom that we have been blessed with. So many in this divided world are oppressed. May we be examples of American freedom. Our nation needs to look and reflect at those freedoms that you have blessed us with for over 2 centuries. Those freedoms that many have died for so we can enjoy. Let us be thankful and celebrate our American heritage. Lord, you also instruct us to respect authority. We pray for our law enforcement, that they have a job that most people would not even entertain. They are the thin line that separates us from order and total chaos. This Sunday, May 2nd, we will celebrate the 116th birthday of the Pennsylvania State Police. We pray for these officers and all officers' safety across our land. May each one of their shifts end peacefully as they seek to keep peace in their communities. Now we thank you for the many blessings you have provided us. These things we ask in your name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, we'll convene the Commissioners' public meeting. We have a short agenda today because we have another meeting at 11, so we're going to try to get through this as quick as we can possibly do so. And we'll ask for approval of the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So carried. And public comment at this time on any agenda items. Hearing none, we'll move on.
We have 2 proclamations this morning. The first one is Autism Acceptance Month proclamation. Commissioner Marabito, are you reading that one? Or?
I'm going to read that
Oh,
one.
you are?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
The County of Lycoming, Pennsylvania proclaims Autism Acceptance Month, April 2021. Whereas today we celebrate April as Autism Acceptance Month, and whereas in 2020, the CDC reported that approximately 1 in 54 children in the U.S. is diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, ASD, according to 2016 data. 1 in 34 boys and 1 in 144 girls identify with autism. And whereas autism affects all ethnic and social economic groups, and whereas early intervention can improve learning, communication, and social skills, as well as underlying brain development. And whereas research indicates that genetics are involved in the vast majority of cases. And whereas nearly 2/3 of children with autism between the ages of 6 and 15 have been bullied. And whereas over the next decade, an estimated 707,000 to 1.116 million teens will enter adulthood and age out of school-based autism services. And whereas as a community, the significance of this lies in the moving beyond autism awareness and actually accepting autistic people as they are. And whereas instead of accepting the person, but not the autism, we wish to embrace this neurodiverse community by promoting positive perceptions as well as the general social understanding. And whereas as a county, we acknowledge a need to improve education, career opportunities, and community service for autistic individuals. And now, therefore, we, the Lycoming County Commissioners, accept this neurodiverse community by calling to action our county to enable more full and meaningful lives for all our citizens. Lycoming County Commissioners, Scott L. Metzger, Chairman, Tony R. Mercer. Sorry about that. Frank. Vice Chair, and Richard Marabito, Secretary. Commissioner, you want to say something first?
Well, would you like to make some comments? Or you don't have to, I mean, it's up to you.
That's okay. My name,
Can you go to the
Yes,
podium
sure.
so that the folks on the camera can see you?
We have Megan Scarfo with us. She's a psychiatric RN at UPMC, and her son.
yes, as he said, my name's Megan Scarfo. I'm a psych nurse on our inpatient unit here in Williamsport at Divine Providence Hospital. My son Caden is 13. He was diagnosed on the autism spectrum when he was 3 years old. I helped co-found our local support group for parents of kids with autism. So we have done a lot of years of therapy, community outreach, that sort of thing. So we were asked to come, and here we are.
Well, we want to thank you for coming, because if you listen to the proclamation, one of the things we learn is that education is so important, and awareness, getting the
Yes.
public to both be aware but also to accept. And I think it's tragic to think the number, Chairman Metzger read the number of kids who are bullied, simply because they are different. They may be quiet, they may be introspective, but our kids need to understand. Our kids need to understand that we need to accept all people, because we all have strengths and we all have something to give back to the community. So I want to thank you. It's the first step in terms of trying to educate people, is bringing these issues to the front and just talking about it.
Absolutely. I have learned over the years, as difficult as it has been, just being able to be a parent advocate for my son. I've learned a lot of things about just people not lacking awareness, and that was part of the reason why Anna White and I started the support group, was because we felt like parents needed more support to know what resources are out there available to them, and also to help raise awareness to other families, to talk to their kids so that their kids can learn to be kind to everyone.
You know, Megan, probably almost 20 years ago, we had a relative who, there was so little resources in this state that they actually literally moved to New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Their son has Asperger's syndrome, went on to become an Eagle Scout,
Mm-hmm.
and is, attending school and doing things. But part of the awareness is we need to get our state representatives and senators to understand that we need resources put into to help families and to help the kids, so that the kids can flourish. Because the kids are obviously going to contribute when we're older, and, their lives, they're entitled to have a full life. So thanks for coming.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Maggie, could you tell us a little bit about the support group that you helped co-found?
So years ago, it's been about a decade now, a little over, a friend of mine, Anna White, and I had connected over both of our sons' diagnosis of Asperger's syndrome. And just recognizing, like you said, that there's nothing out there. I mean, there's really very little resources available in our county. So we decided to kind of start a small group get together to raise awareness. We started on Facebook and we started meeting once a month at a church to sort of get parents together, and found out that there were more resources than many of us had thought. Just putting our heads together, being able to figure out, what we could do to advocate for our kids in the school system, and that sort of thing. So we started it that way, and then actually Emily Kammerer, who has been helping with the Hope Enterprise aspect of things, has really taken over, and she's done an amazing job of showing the community, what things we have out there, and really advocating for more for our kids. So that's sort of how it started, and just a small group of parents trying to help their kids.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I know a couple families with autistic children, and although it is challenging, they're so very proud of those children for the accomplishments that they do. They can be quite intelligent and challenging only because they want to do more.
Yes.
So I truly appreciate everything that you're going through, but it brings a family, really close, and that's what I've noticed. The love that's in that family. So thank you for being here.
Yes, that's one thing that I can say about Caden is that, despite his social deficits, he's very intelligent and intuitive and always learning, trying to want to learn how things are made and how things work. And I think it's really, as opposed to a disability, it's a unique ability is the way that I like to look at it. So,
Thank you.
do you want to say anything, Caden?
Kate?
I'm really glad to be here because, like my mom said, I really like to learn how things are made. Like, for example, Legos and Connects and stuff like that. I've been playing them since I was very little. And, I'm really glad to be here, so.
Well, thank you for being here.
Caden, when you become a famous inventor, will you remember us here and say, you know what, that is really cool,
Yeah.
the Lego and all that stuff?
We'll see you on Shark Tank someday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Kate, can you show me where to get a hairdo like that?
Yeah, I just got it yesterday, so.
Well, thank you. And we also want to highlight that back in the fall, the county started a diversibility committee, and we've been meeting the third Wednesday at lunchtime, and we talk about housing, transportation, education, employment. We have seven subcommittees. Last week we had 16 people here.
Wow, that's
And
great.
they're working on different projects, which is exciting, which will be really neat to see how they evolve. And so we encourage anyone who wants to join that committee. We meet the third Wednesday at noon. We finish up by 1 so people can get back to work. And we meet right here in this room. So our next one will be May 19th. So that's invited anyone in the community.
Anyone can come in for
Anyone,
that?
yes.
Okay,
Anyone.
awesome. May 19th
Yeah,
at noon.
At noon, so Wednesday, yeah.
Okay.
And this is where something good is coming. You remember there was a lot of turmoil over the city and in January at the swearing in about a year and a half ago. And part of what we're trying to do is to recognize that maybe we aren't as aware as we should be, whether it's issues of accessibility. Imagine if you're in a wheelchair or you can't operate your arms and you're trying to open doors, right? And literally have, hearing stories of people having to wait for someone to come. So we're trying to get ahead of things, and it's good. It's a good effort.
One of the things that we've talked about quite a bit at our meetings is just having a place for our kids to go. A lot of places have like special needs, sensory gyms, that kind of thing for parents to take their kids, where they don't have to worry about, being judged or criticized for that sort of thing. So we've definitely bounced around a lot of ideas about things that would be useful to our kids.
Okay.
And one being a summer camp, and that's going to be launching this summer, so we're really excited about that.
That's great. I know Diana Logan's been real instrumental to
Yes.
Superstars,
Yes.
Yeah.
and I know the Y is very open to suggestions. So.
Yeah, Caden used to go when he was younger
Yeah.
to the Superstars. He loved the drumming. He's a drummer and he plays the keyboard and he's a musician, so
Yeah.
he definitely really liked the drumming on the ball. So that's something that, and Diana Logan is absolutely fabulous with those kids.
Yeah.
So.
And if people recall America's Got Talent, last year's winner was an autistic young man, Cody Lee, who is phenomenally talented. It's amazing the talent that young man has. And he's autistic. You know.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. We have a
Thank you so
proclamation
much
we'd like
for-
to give you.
What's that?
We have a proclamation we'd like to
Okay,
give
thank
you,
you.
and then Kay, if you,
You want to do a photo?
yeah, do a photo with you? Okay.
You can come over here.
Just Caden or?
No, both of you.
Okay.
There we go.
That's my village stuff.
Thank you.
That's what mispronouncing your name right.
All right. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. These could go back to school. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next proclamation is for Conservation District Week.
Okay, proclamation, Conservation Districts Week 2021. Whereas conservation districts are local units of government established under state law to carry out natural resource management programs. And whereas conservation districts work with landowners and local governments to help them manage and protect land and water resources on private and public lands. And whereas conservation districts were created in Pennsylvania in 1945 in response to the Dust Bowl of the 1930s to improve soil and water conservation. And whereas each county in Pennsylvania has a conservation district except for Philadelphia. We have something they don't have. And whereas local municipalities rely on conservation district staff to plan development in a way that conserves and protects the local environment. And whereas districts also work with many partners, including government agencies, private organizations, businesses, and others, to accomplish their mission of helping landowners to conserve natural resources. And whereas the districts are led by a volunteer board of directors with farmers, public members, and a member of county government, which identifies local conservation needs, decides which programs and services to offer, and develops a strategic plan. Therefore, be it resolved that we, the Lycoming County Commissioners, do hereby proclaim April 18th to 24th, 2021 as Conservation District Week to commemorate the great work accomplished by Pennsylvania's 66 conservation districts. Signed, Lycoming County Commissioners, Scott L. Metzger, Chairman, Tony Armaser, Vice Chairman, Richard Marabito, Secretary. Mr. Chairman, we're privileged today to have with us several of the Conservation District board members and staff, and we will hear first from
No, you don't.
well, several of them. You go on up. Because the video,
Yeah,
you can't see the video.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why we want you
Public
up there.
needs to see who works for them out here.
And the volunteer members of the board. Maybe you can identify and tell us what you do.
Yeah, so my name is Greg Bonsall. I'm the district manager at the Conservation District. To my left is Bill Messersmith. He's on our board. Joe Radley is also on our board. Kellen Crape is our dirt and gravel roads technician. And Tim Heiler works in the nutrient management and ag conservation portion of our district. And pretty much Commissioner Mirabito, he's our commissioner rep on our board. And he took everything I was going to say, but it's really important to know that there are 66 conservation districts. We like to think that we're the local resource. So for anybody in Lycoming County, if they have a question, they can come to us. And you know, even as I was going through college, this is something I always tell the students at Penn State when I deliver presentations there is, you know, I'm back home one weekend thinking I'm a senior and I probably should think of a job or something to do after I graduate. And I saw an ad for a conservation district and not really knowing much about it, I applied. Only to find out that whether you hunt, fish, like outdoor recreation, like the Chesapeake Bay, pretty much everything we do here in central Pennsylvania is tied back to the district. And the really exciting part of that is, yes, we started as a farmer organization. We were worried about the Dust Bowl, like Mr. Mirabito said, but now we've branched out and we deal with so many things. So, you may come to work one day and you may deal with a question about how to make rain barrels or how to help conserve water, because after last summer, we know that it's really important to conserve water and keep water on hand for when we have droughts and things like that. And then the next day, you might be working literally in a stream, splashing around, putting logs in, trying to stop that stream from eroding. So the neat part about the district is we're kind of like an unknown secret, but we deal with a whole bunch of things. And the last two remarks I have before I turn it over to anybody else that would like to speak is the really interesting part about this proclamation and Conservation District Week is we're in a time where everybody's so excited that spring is finally here. We got tired of seeing the snow. Last week was Earth Day. This Friday is Arbor Day. So all these things are coming together, and right in the middle of it, you have Conservation District Week. So it's very exciting, and we're very honored to have the proclamation from the commissioners.
You need my address too?
No, you can tell us your address, sure.
Okay. I would like to say that we have a really great Conservation District staff. They do outstanding work, and the other thing I'd like to mention is we have great support from you commissioners, and we really appreciate that. That goes a long way. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you for your service, Bill, as a volunteer member of the board, and Joe. Do you want to say some words, Joe? Or?
Good morning.
Morning, Joe.
I've been associated as a director with the Conservation District for over 20 years. I've been amazed over time how the small staff, with the resources they have, accomplish so much. They're really committed. They really take an interest and a dedication to their job. And I'm proud to realize that I know them, and I can see this participation in what goes on. They are a valuable part of the community, and they're usually working under the radar. So this proclamation is appreciated, giving them the credit that they have done and are continuing to do, taking even more burdens on and successfully completing them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tim, I see we have your annual report. I don't know whether, I think you folks got a copy of it from 2020. And of course, we have Mark Davidson on the cover. We miss Mark, but Greg,
photographer.
Greg's doing a fantastic job, and we appreciate all of you and what the staff does too.
Absolutely. Would like to get a picture of you? Sure. Okay, great. Thank you. Go ahead.
Somebody can hold this. Why don't we put one on the slide down? Maybe put the volunteer on each side. Bill, you want to come down this way?
Okay. I'll slide next to Bill.
Okay, thanks, Scott.
Go ahead.
You want to slide over?
Good job. I said, that's just fly tire.
All right. Okay, perfect.
Everybody smile.
Here we go.
If you can't tell, we're smiling right now.
Okay.
Smile.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks.
Joe and Bill, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you. Morning, Kellen. Morning, Tim. Thanks. Whoop, don't forget my book.
All right, we're moving on to bid openings for bread products. Krista Rogers.
Morning, Krista.
Morning. We only had one bidder for bid products, and this is a multi-line bid purchased as needed from Bimbo Bakeries. That was all we had this time.
Okay.
And move on to cash requirements. Are you doing that?
Yeah.
Okay, cash requirements report.
The check voucher total for this week is $1,259,157.28. There's the breakdown on the left of the report for grants and accounts. Do you want me to read those all separately? Okay. And then we have the large county payments on the right, if you had any questions.
Okay.
I think this is the first time I've ever seen RMS at only 3%.
Yeah.
The only question I did have is at the Executive Plaza, if you can think of it, food-tron services, it was about $19,000.
It was actually for department software maintenance agreement and tech support. I don't know specifically what that software is, but that is the company and what those two invoices were for.
I think they're the company that controls the light, has the software that controls the lighting.
Okay.
So it dims lights, it changes the
Sensors.
sensors, yeah. But it saved us money, I
Yeah.
believe.
Good.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions or comments on the cash requirements? Hearing that, can I have a motion?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Okay, so carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
5.0 personnel actions with Roxanne Rico.
Morning, Roxanne.
Morning, Commissioners. In the Sheriff's Office, we have Brian R. Bingaman as a full-time replacement Deputy Sheriff, pay grade DS at $18.34 an hour, effective May 10th, 2021. In the courts, MDJ Beakley's office, Erica K. Heeman as a full-time replacement Clerk 3, pay grade 4, $14.09 an hour, effective May 3rd, 2021. And finally, in Planning and Community Development, Tiffany Krajewski, full-time replacement, this is a lateral move, to Community and Economic Development Planner, $47,422.74 annually, effective May 16th, 2021.
Okay, any questions or comments on these personnel actions?
No, just a quick, I know we're trying to move quickly. A quick comment, I want to point out that I think it's really great that in the planning department over the years, we've been able to do the kind of cross-training that allows someone like Tiffany, who's done a great job with our ordinances, municipal planning ordinances, to be able to move over to community and economic development when we need to fill that spot. So that's a good compliment to them that they've done that cross-training. We need to do that in all of our departments so that we have the flexibility.
Okay. I have a motion.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Maya Toon is not able to be here, so the informational item that she had was to acknowledge the county will be requesting bids for food products. Okay?
Thank you.
And then moving on to action items, 7.1, Michelle McDermott, voting on grant and monitoring agreement with American Rescue Workers. Michelle?
Good morning, Commissioners. We're requesting that you approve the outside agency with American Rescue Workers for $20,000, and they have received their funds last year. They're asking to reallocate those funds from a truck to a skid steer, which will benefit them more.
Okay, great, thank you. Any comments?
No, they're a great agency that does a lot of work for our community.
Yes, they do.
Have no issues with awarding them.
And this will also save them money in the long run with this purchase.
Okay, can I have a motion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
7.2, Shannon Rossman, voting on amendment to agreement with Wood Environment and Infrastructure Solutions.
Morning, Shannon.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is just to extend the time frame. This has to do with the relief wells that Wood is helping us with, and also the access that they have to design for the Faxon area for those relief wells. We're just giving it a time extension. I'll probably have, I believe I'll have another one for next week also.
Okay. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, can I have a motion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in
Thank
favor,
you.
say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So carried. Thank you. Thank you.
Kristen McLaughlin is on the line. She's has 7.3 through 7.6. Kristen?
Morning, Kristen.
Good morning. The first one is a subrecipient agreement with Muncie Borough. This is for the Muncie Library Removal of Architectural Barriers project. The second and third ones, 7.4 and 7.5, are both for the Franklin Township, the Lairdsville sewer system installation. That will be used for the plant and potentially any of the main lines and pump stations and things like that are necessary for that project. And then the last one is an amendment to the professional services agreement with CEDACOG for federal fiscal year 2019. The reason for this amendment is it's not an amendment in the amount of $124,000 actually on there. That's the total amount. The amendment is because we changed project federal fiscal years. We moved Franklin Township from 2017 to 2019, and we moved Muncie from 2019 to 2017 for timeliness issues. And so because of that, that involved delivery fees for environmental review and labor standards costs for each project, and so we're just switching those costs from one to the other.
Okay, any comments or questions on action items 7.3 through 7.6?
No, the only comment is that we happened to meet with Lycoming Water and Sewer last week, and I think that the people in Lairdsville really appreciate what is being done with the sewer system, and we want to thank you and also let the other taxpayers know that this is CDBG money that comes from the federal government, how important it is to help out some of these communities where the resources are so slim. We heard that the median household income in that community, we think that median between two people was $26,000, $29,000.
Yes.
Median household income, that means two people are wage earners, $29,000. That's even below our county median of about 48, 49. So it's important to help that the areas of rural poverty is what it really is identifying. So we want to thank you for the work you've done there.
I appreciate that. It's also an environmental issue, really. These folks need this. This has been a long time coming. And, over decades, CDBG money has typically been used for this type of project in a variety of small rural villages and municipalities across Lycoming County. This is a great way to use CDBG funds because it really, it's a grant, so it's able to decrease the amount of debt service that ultimately is borne by those residents who are very low income in general.
I'd just like
And Lycoming County Water and Sewer Authority has been great to work with over the years to get this project going. They really deserve a lot of credit as well.
And I'd like to add, Commissioner Marabito told you what their median income, household income is. And Lairdsville is one of thousands of communities in rural areas that need updates on occasion. And if you were to hear what they're going to need to pay a month for their water and sewer, it's quite astounding. I'm concerned about that. And I say that because as we fund infrastructure and transit in metropolitan areas where many people go and have a higher standard of living, higher pay scale, small rural communities such as this, they don't have that luxury. They don't have that income. And they certainly don't have that expense. This is a lot of money. And I would urge that we all look at this and see how we can fund more of these projects, totally fund the taxpayers' dollars, so that the burden isn't always on these people. It is going to be very difficult for them.
And I know a concern of all three of us is what the Office of Management and Budget is currently looking at on downsizing the populations of what's acceptable for their federal monies. And Pennsylvania has 9 of those, being the most in any one state across the U.S. We have our area, State College, Stroudsburg, Gettysburg would all be affected. And if those monies are not provided to our areas, if they go ahead with this plan that they're proposing, then what would happen is we would lose Medicare monies. We were told as much as $43 million. CBDG funds would also be affected for these kind of projects. So again, it's taking money away from rural Pennsylvania, giving it to the cities across the U.S. And we have to. We've wrote a letter against it. So has Representative Ham, Representative Yall, or excuse me, Senator Yall and Representative Whelan have also wrote letters against it. I believe there was 500 letters in protest of it. Congressman Keller spearheading many of the representatives in the U.S. House against it also. So we wait to hear their decision and the outcome of it, but it would be detrimental to rural Pennsylvania counties.
And I'll just add one more thing. You know, Kristen, you're responsible for millions of dollars that come into our communities for our low-income people. And the projects that you work on are very instrumental into the success of that community or that neighborhood. And we, you know, every year we thank you. We just can't thank you enough for all the work you do for us, and CEDACOG for being there.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's actually my honor to be able to help your residents as much as I can.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to accept action items 7.3 through 7.6?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So carried.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner comment?
David? Go ahead.
I read in a paper this week, a community in Oregon, when 911 receives a call, it depends on the nature of that call. If it's a mentally ill person, they have a separate team that is called to go there first, to de-escalate a situation versus bringing in community police. I found it intriguing, and I really believe that we should take a look at this program and see if there's anything that we can run parallel to it. Now, we do have a CIT, Crisis Intervention Team, with all of our police officers trained in how to de-escalate. But from the article, when it talks about a person in uniform versus a person in just a t-shirt or whatnot, and it's their skill level and education, how they can do this so very successfully. I think it's worthy of looking at this program and getting the opinions of our law enforcement officers and 911 department, and see if there's anything else similar we could possibly implement in our county.
No, I think that's a great idea, Commissioner, because we've talked about how if someone is having a emotional crisis, and we see a lot of what's happening around the country where people are calling 911 not necessarily because they need police dispatch, but because they've got people in mental health crisis. So you can imagine if the cars pull up with the sirens blasting and the lights blasting. As you were talking, I was thinking, and I don't mean this in a patronizing way, but imagine if you had in a family situation a lot of kids fighting and arguing. As a parent, if you come in and start just yelling at everybody, does it really do anything, as opposed to trying to, and our staff, there's no question, we've implemented over the last 2 sessions of boards crisis intervention training. But I think what you talk about is a good thing that we should look at. Maybe we should see how often it would help to send someone, a mental health crisis team. And by the way, in that article, I think that's being paid for out of Medicaid.
It is.
So it's being paid by the federal government, which is beneficial to us as opposed to taxing our local resources.
Okay, anything else? Okay. I have a couple different things. The River Valley Health and Dental has been giving COVID shots to the community. They have been partnered now with the SIL is helping them to allocate vaccines to people who are homebound. So please let them know if you know anyone who's in need of a vaccine who's unable to leave their house. If they're homebound, the SIL and River Valley Health and Dental will be glad to assist that person in getting the vaccine if they choose to. The next thing I'd like to bring up is the ERAP program, which is the rental assistance program going on at STEP. To date, 475 applications have been submitted. Out of those 475 applications, 134 of them have been fully processed, and there's another 34 applications being prepared for processing. And to date, they have paid $438,464.16 out to landlords and utilities that were past due as of last Friday. And STEP will continue to assist us in getting these federal monies out to the tenants, the landlords, and the utility companies to satisfy their needs. So we want to thank STEP for their service. And lastly, the commissioners have made a decision what we'd like to do in the future. Going forward next week, we'd like to highlight each department and inform the public what kind of services that department brings to the county. So each department, their department head will be at each commissioner's meeting in the future. We'll have one per week, and they will highlight what their department brings to the community and the services they provide. Be like about a 5-minute presentation, and we'll be doing that in the weeks forthcoming. So that's all we have for today, and the meeting will be adjourned. Our next meeting will be on Tuesday, May the 4th at 10 a.m. right here in this meeting room. Thank you.
Thank you. Hard to believe we're into May or
Yeah, it's true.
half the year.
Do you want that list on the agenda?
Yeah, we'll get a list of departments. Yep.
One jumped out from that
Sorry. Whoever it is, planning, whatever.
I like the way his mind works.
Behind it, so that they can literally see.
What's in your world, by the way?
Misery. They called me misery.
You called me Frank, that's what they're calling my grandson. My granddaughter's calling him Baby Frank. What do you want to call him, Baby Frank?
Baby Frank. All right, we're heading up.
Yep. Thank you, gentlemen.
I don't have anything, fellas.
What's that? Okay.
What are you gonna do the rest of your morning?
Seriously.
College is having some big event.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, is that today? That's not Thursday.
It's at 3 o'clock.
No.
I don't think so. I think that's Friday.
I thought it was.
Okay, we'll see you guys.
See you, Larry.
These were two separate items.
Here. What, you mean the Franklin Township? Yeah.
Why are they separate? There's one for.
Transferring. I'm pretty sure, but because they, you only have X amount of years, so you have to move funds. to different projects.
I don't mean the last, I mean,
Yep, they did leave it
there was one for 938,000.